Salakia. There's 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 40. It says, "O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle.
Right.
And in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth."
Yeah, in those bad times, be as pilgrims upon the earth. So constantly in the spirit, and the spirit is always flowing, it's always moving. Like I said, when things happen, you may have to move. You may be, you don't know, but you know, we speaking. This is preparation. The scripture said, "Prepare." Verse 40. We verse 40. Again.
This 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 40.
Right.
"O my people, hear my word.
Right.
Make you ready to the battle."
Right. Make you ready. Another word for making ready is called preparation. All right. So there is such a thing as preparation, but there's levels to it.
That's right.
You know, you don't prepare to the point where, like you say, you write a script. The scripture says don't write a script or how things are gonna go down, what you're gonna say. Nah. But there is such a thing as a level of preparation, which that's what we're doing now. This is preparation. This is preparation for the battle. All right, because listen, no man gets tossed into a war. No man gets tossed into a war without no knowledge of nothing. You know, it just doesn't happen like that. You have to have preparation to a certain extent, at least know what you're getting yourself into. Now, some Israelites gonna wake up at the 11th hour. Yeah, but that's, you know, that's them. You know, for us, we're not the ones that are slated to awaken at the 11th hour, because we've already awakened. All right, so go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1. "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation."
Yep.
Prepare. Like the elder was saying, like brother was saying, prepare. So there is a form of preparation. It says, "Prepare thy soul for temptation." That's what temptation is: trials by either sin or trouble and tribulation or affliction.
That's right.
All right, so that's coming.
That's right. Yeah, come on, read it again.
Yeah, this is Sirach, chapter
Matter of fact,
2,
man, read all the way down to verse 10.
verse 1. "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble."
Yeah, make not haste. Make not haste in time of trouble, meaning don't run. You know what I'm saying? Things are gonna get tough. When things get tough, man, you know, you don't run. You know, you stand strong and you face that, man. Because the Lord said He didn't give us a spirit of fear. So we're not gonna run into something else, because that running right there, it's like, yo, you have multiple examples. Like, you know, the truth will get tough. You're like, nah, man, I can't really deal with this. It's too much. That's a form of running. There's multiple ways. You know, you being presented with certain issues, instead of dealing with it, you don't want to deal with it. You just want to, like, you know, hide it or whatever. Nah, that's still a form of running. When the time comes and you're faced with a trial or tribulation, man, the best thing is just to face it, attack it, and deal with it. That's what the Lord said, and trust in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Yeah, bring it up.
Proverbs chapter 3 and 25, it says, "Be not afraid of sudden fear, neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh. For the Lord shall be thy confidence and shall keep thy foot from being taken."
Yeah, the Lord is going to be your confidence, man. You know, of course, you know the word confidence means with faith. So the Most High is going to be with you, and you know, with your faith. So He's going to make sure your foot is not taken. It doesn't mean you're not going to actually physically, you know, get grabbed up and put in the camp. That taken right there means what? Actually, you know, being destroyed. You know, the Most High will make sure that you're good. Now, bring the priest. That was it on that?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Psalms chapter 31, verse 21. It says, "Blessed be the Lord, for He hath shewed me His marvelous kindness in a strong city."
Yeah, blessed be the Lord. Hey, Baruch Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, man, for giving us the sight, to see, man.
That's right.
Because a lot of our people are in total slumber. They don't see what we see in our case. The reason why we seeing what we seeing is because the Lord had mercy on us, man. And this is favor. That's why we don't take, you know, we take advantage and we don't take it for granted. That's why we don't give a damn what these Negro spicks and wetbacks think, man. Oh, you're my mother, you're my father, you're my uncle, and you think that I'm going off? Okay, cool. I don't give a damn what you think. The only words that have substance are the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
That's right.
Since when, you know what I'm saying, and then the scripture tells you that. Oh, the scripture says honor that mother and that father, but guess what? That ain't the first commandment. the first commandment is what? Worship Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua with all that mind, body, and spirit. That's the first commandment. And when it's talking about honoring your father now, your father and mother now, really, it's like you're not trying to put no curses on them. Like if they bucking against this truth or whatnot, hey man, just separate yourself from them. That's why you shouldn't really be living with them. You know why? Because when you live with them, there's going to be a clashing of ideas. And the word idea goes back to what? Image. Meaning the image of the Lord is in you, and then your family members got the image of Baal. They got the image of Edom Esau. Yeah. So it's going to be a clashing of ideas. So the best bet is for you to like physically get out of there, man. And then also, you know, start cutting down on communication, man. If you can't do that, if you're showing Satan that you're struggling to cut so-called family members, guess what? That's where Satan's going to attack you when shit hit the fan. Yep. Because Satan, that's what Satan does. You think Satan, man, listen, you got to respect your enemy, man. Satan is not going to attack you in a place where he knows that you're strong. He's going to attack you in places that he knows that you're weak. So if he sees your weakness, he's going to exploit that weakness, man. What?
It says, this Psalm chapter 31, verse 22, it says, for I said in my haste, I will cut off from before, Salah, I am cut off from before thine eyes.
Yeah, that was in haste. Go ahead.
It says, nevertheless, thou heardest the voice of my supplications when I cried unto thee.
Yeah, so even though, you know, you may get a thought where you're like, yeah, man, is the Most High dropping me? Yeah. Is the Most High abandoning me? Like, what's going on? Is the Most High trying to destroy me? We've had thoughts like that, all of us. You know, certain things happen, certain trials present themselves. You're like, damn, man, the Most High really trying, like, is he trying to do me in now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is he had enough of me? Like, what's going on? But still, what happens? The following thought is, nah, man, I'm going to pray. You know, the following thought is like, yo, I'm going to pray that the Lord have mercy on me. Mm-hmm. And then the Most High will hear those supplications.
I had 2 dreams.
Speak louder, brother.
I had 2 dreams over the past few days.
Right.
You know? So, you know, I didn't want to disturb, but I just wanted to go ahead and share my dreams.
Brother, you got to speak louder, man.
I didn't want to disturb, but I wanted to go ahead and share my dreams.
All right, go ahead.
So, the first one...
You wrote it down?
Yeah.
All right.
I wrote it down. So the first one, it happened here in D.C.
Okay.
I believe in Chillum. I don't know if you guys know where that is.
Yeah.
There's this street that I remember because there used to be a church that I used to go to before I came in this street. And it was down on that street in Chillum.
Yeah.
So I was driving through the Chillum area.
Yeah.
It was more like an apocalyptic scenario, okay? And in this one building, I seen a group of bandits. They were posted on one corner.
Yeah.
Pretty much waiting to ambush people that were driving by. So that's what happened, and they were shooting bullets, hit the windshield. It was cracking, but it wouldn't break, and I was inside the car. And for some reason, I wasn't scared, but you know, the Spirit told me to keep on moving. And there were pretty much like a few minutes passed by, another car came.
Right.
And the same thing happened to them, but unfortunately, it didn't go well for them, the driver. The driver got messed up, like blood. I seen it vividly because I was in the car, and then the dream transferred over to their car. And I was looking at third person view, and I seen the windshield crack, and the bullets, the blood just went splattering, and then there were passengers in the car, and they got grabbed up by the bandits, raped, and then executed. You know, they were females. So that was the first dream. Now the second dream, this happened last night. When I woke up, the dream, you know, it was heavy on my mind.
Right.
I couldn't really, you know, see very well. But the second dream was weird. I was in the building. It was like a spacious building, and inside this block, I don't know what it was. And I was walking through the entrance, like the entrance of the building, and I seen a group of people that were just sitting down on the stairwells. Now, this dream, it kind of reminds me of Stephen when he was like in front of the synagogue. So when my eyes locked on to these group of guys, the Spirit just kind of glowed, and I kind of spoke to them, and I started condemning them for what they were doing. Now, I don't know why I was doing it, but I was watching in like a third-person view of what I was doing. And after that I did that, I condemned them, I left. And when I was walking up the stairs, I seen them leave. And so I started, you know, proceeding the building, and then I believe they came back with weapons because they got mad at what I was doing because I condemned them. and they started rushing inside the building looking after me. And then there was this lady who seen them coming on the stairwell. Because I was like past the stairwell, you know, going up the second stairs, and she told me to go and run. And that's what I did. And I got it up there and I hid like somewhere in the building where they couldn't find me. And then after that, I guess somebody seen what was happening and then they called the cops or whatever. They came in. But the weird thing is that when the cops walked out of the building, they didn't walk out with those guys, you know? The lady and those guys, they both disappeared. They vanished. Wow. So that was the dream, you know?
Hey, brother, listen. It seems like, that's a lot. But I would say this, the good thing about that is, like you said, you wasn't shaking, and it seems like it could be, and it's crazy because we talking about different things that could happen in the future, you know. Who knows? Because some of those things could happen, or it could go either way. Maybe you may be seeing what another brother's gonna go through, or it could be something that you could go through, or something you're gonna go through is gonna look similar. It could go in a lot of ways. So hey, brother, but ultimately, the whole time you felt secure. You felt like the Spirit of the Lord was with you. So hey, brother, it goes into what we're going into. It's the last days. It's the last day. Like the brother said, there's gonna be many ways. Like, we don't know how our destiny is gonna end, you know. But I promise you this, man, it's gonna be interesting, though.
Yeah.
The Most High is a power. We know now that the Most High Yahweh loves drama.
That's
all right.
That's
He's gonna make this thing so dramatic.
Yeah.
It's gonna be entertaining for him, and it's gonna be interesting for you. Just know that.
Me personally, Akim, I believe that it's going to be a mixed with that. It's going to be like a fairy tale ending, man.
Yeah.
You know how people talk about that fairy tale ending? You know how the movie goes off and you like, damn, it didn't go the other way. Like, it should have went that way. The Lord is going to have it go that way.
Yeah.
Like, with the very end, we're going to be like, man, you know, we won. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe, bro.
Yeah. If I could add to this point too, a lot of the times we kind of underestimate the strength of faith itself, but we don't understand that the Lord is going to show us how important and how strong faith really is when that time comes. Because I say this, a lot of us have never really seen, you know, miracles, but on this side we've seen some miracles even as a camp. And when the time gets deeper, and when the Heavenly Father allows like more of these spirits, because the spirits of destruction are coming heavy, where he's gonna show us that the faith that we had, that small mustard seed size of faith that we had, is gonna flourish. And then he's gonna start allowing miracles to be wrought in us and it's happening around us, man. And that's when we're gonna really see the magnitude and the power of Yahweh Shem Shai. And that's when we're gonna see everything be dramatized, you know? Because it's not gonna be just a straight, we get delivered, that's it.
Nah.
It's gonna be destruction over here. I remember even the Apostle Recall when he came down like a couple years ago, he was explaining how you may have destruction on this side, you may have famine on this side, pestilence over here, you may even have a tsunami coming over here with the volcano eruption over there, and then, you know, sea creatures, what have you, all of that, all at one time. It's all going to be happening at that one very moment.
We still need the emergence of Leviathan.
That's what I couldn't think of.
We still need Leviathan to show up. You know, that's going to be a hell of a sight, a beast that's created. Hey, Leviathan was created on the same day that man was created.
Yeah.
How about that, man? You know, for a beast that they will shoot everything at and can't even kill them. You know, we still need to wait on that too, man. There's going to be some beautiful sights coming. Hey, Acts the 1st chapter. You know, what is that? Acts 1, around verse 8. Oh, no, but the brother has something.
I think 12. I got 6 and 12. All right. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 6, verse 12. He that is far off shall die of pestilence, and he that is near shall fall by the sword.
So the Lord is giving you different scenarios.
That's right.
How shit's gonna go down. So Carter, read it again.
Ezekiel 6, verse 12. He that is far off shall die of the pestilence,
Right.
and he that is near shall fall by the sword.
He that is near shall fall by the sword. Go ahead.
And he that remaineth and is besieged shall die by the famine.
Yeah, those are mostly the jakes that's gonna be in the city, because famine is really gonna be for jakes in the city. So you know, go ahead.
It says, thus will I accomplish my fury upon them.
There you go. So the Lord is right there showing you a couple of options of how He's gonna do away with people.
Yeah.
Oh, can you read that again now? Okay, so with the elder brother,
Ezekiel 6 and 12. He that is far off shall die of the pestilence,
that's one.
and he that is near shall fall by the sword.
What does that mean? He that is far off shall die by the pestilence, and he that is near shall fall by the sword. No, that's not an opening. That's a lot from them. What does that mean? The first one, he that is far off.
You're saying that somebody that doesn't know the truth.
Nope. No, not you, brother.
He that is far off, pestilence.
Because this particular one, because both of them are showing forms of calamity. Read it again.
Ezekiel 6 verse 12. He that is far off shall die of the
So
pestilence.
not talking about far off meaning of the truth. I know what you were saying. They said, so die by the pestilence. Go ahead.
And he that is near shall fall by the sword.
That's how you know it's not the truth. Because even people that are near shall fall by the sword.
it's location.
Go ahead. Thank you. Thank you.
It's all about location.
Like the elder was saying. Now, people that are on the suburbs and the places that are more rural areas, those are going to die by what? Pestilence, sicknesses, because they may not have access to certain things that will help them, right? Because they will be on the outskirts of the city. The cities have the resources. Trucks go to the cities, right? Now, he that is what? Near, the ones that are closer in the city shall die by the sword. You know what a sword is.
Yeah, man.
It's a
Guns,
killing
swords,
instrument.
all kinds
Yo,
of things.
cats in apartment buildings and stuff like that,
Yeah, man.
they close to each other.
Yeah, man.
First it's gonna be nice. Hey, can you help me out, man? I need some food. No, we can't help you. Time later, boom! Give me the motherfucking food. No, seriously.
Yeah.
No, seriously,
No,
the
absolutely.
ones that are close, man,
Absolutely.
you live close to a nigga, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm telling you, the city is gonna get raw, man. People gonna die in the city.
Yeah, man.
People, and you know it's funny because when you look at the infrastructure, there's more and more apartment buildings being built in DC.
Yeah.
So more and more people are coming to live.
Like boxes, man.
You hear? But more and more people are coming to live in these boxes. So when there's lack of food and stuff, what are these niggas gonna do? Esau loves to gentrify, right, and come and move Jake out, right? Good, because you got to deal with them wildin' niggas.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's some Edomites that are moving in.
Yep.
I seen this Edomite chick walking around down Southeast.
Yep, yeah,
Well,
yep.
with, you
yep.
know, I'm talking about a place in Southeast where I walk around that place, I'm in my P's and Q's, you know what I'm saying? Because them niggas is grimy.
Yeah.
And I seen this Edomite walk past, and her house is right across the street from the establishment that I look after, a grimy establishment I look after. I'm like, how is she able to? And there's gunshots going off in the street like every time. Like I said, we always called and shit because niggas be wildin'. Her house is right across the street from that.
Yeah.
That's an Edomite. I'm like, damn, she gonna get fucked up when this shit happens.
Yep.
I promise you, she gonna get, man.
Yep.
And again, it's not just gonna be our people, you know, the nations as well.
Yep.
Because, like you always say this, man, a lot of people don't know how they gonna act when they've gone a week without eating. Man. Anybody, even a person that you think was a weak person, he's gonna turn into a straight up savage.
The elder, if I may, the elder told me that a long time ago. I'm laughing right now because he said, you see that motherfucker? Because we was talking about this geeky ass Edomite.
Yeah.
Last of the shit.
Yeah, I remember
when
that.
all hell breaks loose, he's gonna become a killer.
Yeah, man.
That geeky ass Edomite.
Yeah, bro.
That GameCube playing ass Edomite.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
He gonna work around. And you know, some of those geeks, they got them swords, you know, because they into the stuff, the anime and all that. They've always dreamed to be ninjas and all that. So now ain't no laws. They're walking around with two swords like your boy. What's your boy? Your Marvel character, man.
He's a Deadpool.
Deadpool.
You know they want to act like him.
Yeah, you know, they gonna walk around with guns and swords. You gonna have motherfuckers like that, yeah, man. Nah, believe it, man. You better believe it, man. So they walking around, and they gonna be, like I said, that's why right now society is only showing a grimy side, which is the thug nigga in the street. The majority of these niggas that are so-called thugs, they're gonna be the first wave of niggas taken out.
Yes.
When Esau moves in with the military, he's gonna take out these so-called thugs. So what you're gonna have remaining is the rest of the jakes that's gonna try to survive. But the so-called thugs is gonna be taken out. First wave of them niggas, they're gonna go in there with robots, all kinds of stuff. They're gonna blow buildings when they know, hey, that's a building full of Crips. They're gonna blow the whole shit up. Buildings full of what's that? What's some of them fucking games you got? them spakes, sweet disciple, something like that. Whatever, them supper disciples, they gonna see their whole, huh?
It's gangster disciples, BDs and GDs.
Something like that. Yeah, GD, yeah,
BDs and
GDs. So they gonna see in a building, they're like, yo, this is full of GDs. They're not gonna go in there trying to arrest them niggas. They gonna blow that whole shit up.
Yep.
You saw ain't gonna play them things.
One Humvee, one Humvee. Not the ones with the thin doors. That's a soft Humvee. That's what they call it. Up armored Humvee with the turret on top. One. That's all it takes. Because niggas will shoot at it, it'll bounce off. One vehicle drive up, turn that turret, because there's a little crank. The motherfucker gonna turn the turret to that building and hit that. Man, one.
Children of Men. Remember? Children of Men did that.
Yeah.
Dudes, the revolutionary dudes in the building, and the military was blowing their asses up.
One. It could be it could be a neighborhood filled with niggas. One Humvee with this big. I always talk about it. This big ass gun, machine gun called a Mark 19. The machine gun shoots high explosive rounds. A machine gun. You know the regular machine gun. Imagine one that's shooting grenades.
Oh shit.
Bro, one stand right here and blow all these buildings down to dust. I'm telling niggas don't know, man.
Yeah, they don't think it's gonna go down like that, but it is gonna go down like that.
Crazy.
It is gonna go.
We need
now,
the Lord, man.
You know, is it gonna be like that in every city? No, but it's gonna be like that in a lot of cities because cities are gonna like this. Like the Most High gave different options of how shit gonna hit the fan.
Right? This is Job chapter 5 verse 19. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
That's right.
Verse 20, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword.
Yeah, so when famine kicks in, we're gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? We all right now. We just talking about the death and destruction of 2/3. When the famine kicks in, hey brothers, like I said, there's a reason why there's a reason why we doing this, man. We don't do this just so we could die dogs death like these niggas. Then what would be the point of us doing? What would make us different than these niggas, right? No, honestly, what would make us different than these niggas if we sacrifice our lives, so-called lives, for the Yahweh Shem Yahushua? You know, all these years. These niggas did nigga shit all their lives. And then when judgment comes, we all get judged the same way. Then that wouldn't make the Heavenly Father righteous. Because we'd be like, damn, so we did all this just to die like these niggas? You know what I'm saying? So no, the Most High is gonna make sure that you know that no, this is the reward for sticking with me, man. Alright? Yeah.
Oh, Isaiah 19. Yep.
No. Go ahead, go ahead.
Isaiah 19 and 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do, because we're approaching that time where it's going to be no work. All right? Verse 16. In that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid. Now, when it says in that day, it's not talking about one day. This is a series of days, like a time period. All right? It says, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. You know, people are going to be terrified, man. When the events start happening on the planet Earth, like prophecies start really kicking in, people are going to be terrified. All right? Egypt shall be like unto women, man. You know? You had a precept out?
This is, you asked me?
Go ahead, bro.
Sure?
Yeah, you got it.
This is Job chapter 5, verse 19. It says, Salaki, verse 20, in famine he shall redeem thee from death,
Right.
and in war from the power of the sword.
Keep going.
It says, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh.
That's right.
At this, Salaki,
No, keep going.
yeah. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh.
Yeah, we gonna laugh at that, man. You know, we gonna smirk at that because, hey, man, we gonna walk around with full stomachs. The Most High is gonna feed us. I can again. How is the Most High? Listen, if I ask you a question, brother, how's the Most High gonna feed us? That's my question, huh? That's it. That's the answer. But you believe He is. That's it. That's all you need to know. That's what faith is. Let me get that faith right here, brother. Hebrews 11 and 1. Hold on. We're gonna go back to that. It's very important. We don't know how we're going to be fed, but we know we're going to be fed. That's faith. Right.
Hebrews 11 verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for,
Right.
the evidence of things not seen.
Yeah, so it's evident to us that we're going to be all right. Now, is it seen? No. Because if it was seen, then it wouldn't be faith. It would just be what it is, right? It would be what you see. But it can't be because these things are going to happen in the near future. That's why faith is important. Because when you're in the moment, you gotta wait for things that's gonna happen in the future to happen. And the only way to believe you're gonna be all right is if you have faith. All right? Without faith, it's impossible. It tells you that in verse 6. Without faith, it's impossible to serve the Lord. Why? Why is it impossible to serve the Lord without faith? You know why? Because the majority of the things that He's promised you, it's in the future.
Yep.
Did you see that?
Yep.
Everything He's promising you, it's in the future. So the only way to acquire it, you gotta believe.
This is Romans 8:24. For we are saved by hope.
That's right.
But hope that is seen is not hope.
Right?
For what a man saith, why doth he yet hope for?
Yeah, so hope that's seen is not hope. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why you notice 2/3 out of the nation of Israel, they don't believe mostly because, I mean, they said to not believe, but it shows, it manifests itself in a way where it's like, okay, y'all saying this stuff, but y'all in garments out here struggling. You know what I'm saying? They don't see the power.
God.
They don't see all the goodness of the Lord. Psalms 27:13 and 14. Psalms chapter 27, verse 13 and verse 14. Those are my two favorite scriptures. Listen, you come into my room, I got those scriptures right there. Because that's what it's all about, man. Go ahead.
There's Psalms chapter 27, verse 13.
Right.
It said, I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Heavenly Father and the land of the living.
Go ahead.
Wait on the Lord, be of good courage,
Wait on Yahweh shall be of good courage. Go ahead.
and He shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord.
Call to read again, 13 and 14.
This is Psalms chapter 27, verse 13.
Right.
I had fainted unless I believed to see the goodness of the Lord.
Yeah, so we all would get weak and lose and fall out if we didn't believe in the goodness, if we didn't believe that there's actual, there's righteousness on the other side. Because if you fall, that means you truly believe that wickedness wins, right? That means you believe that the villain wins and the good guys lose. Well, I don't believe that. We don't believe that. All right? We don't believe that we're living in a story where the villain wins, right? And the good guys lose. We don't believe that. That's why we believe in Yahweh Shah. And the scripture tells us we're going to win.
That's right.
We just got to be patient.
That's right.
All right? Yeah, let him finish.
There's Psalms chapter 27, verse 13.
Right.
I had fainted unless I believed to see the goodness of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, and the land of the living.
In the land of the living, which is the kingdom of heaven. Because this is the land of the dead.
That's right.
This ain't the land of the living. That's right. This is the land of all these people out here, they're dead. Whether you got our people all strung up or homeless, they're dead. Even the ones that are so-called enjoying themselves, they're dead. And you know what? There's ones that are so-called enjoying themselves, they're even worse than the ones that are strung up, because at least a person who ain't got nothing in this world, in the world of the dead, he's actually more privy to accepting the gospel than somebody who actually has goods in the land of the dead. Because now you got to tell this man to leave his goods in the land of the dead and then believe in the Lord. It's a lot more difficult for them than a person who's already down and out in the land of the dead. You know what I'm saying? That's it on that, right?
Oh, no. I can read verse 14.
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 14, it says, wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and He shall strengthen thine heart.
Yeah, be of good courage and He's going to strengthen your mind. You know what I'm saying? We always talk about that, man. It ain't just about the spirit. It's the spirit and the mind. Those two have to work hand in hand. All right? You can have the spirit and this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, but if you don't have the mind to deal with that, you're going to get crushed. All right? You're going to get crushed, and you're not going to have balance. Right?
Come. It says, wait, I say, on the Lord.
That's right. Wait, what you got, Zana?
What's the brother called? This is Psalms 23 and 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
That's right, man. Listen, you know, in the church, that's one of their favorite chapter and verse. They don't even understand that. These damn Christians. You know, when they read that, every time they read Psalms 23, man, I'm pissed off, man, every time I hear that. Because I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. First of all, you fail to just acknowledge that the value of the shadow of death is the United States, man. When they read that, they only just look at that as just me walking around and, you know, death potentially, yeah, that's a part of it. But that, what is that valley? Yeah, you just talking about the shadow of death. Well, guess what? You got the shadow of death outside of America as well. Don't people die outside of America? There's a shadow of death in England. There's a shadow of death in Africa. There's a shadow of death in the Middle East. But where's that valley of the shadow? Where's that valley? See, when it comes to Christianity, they don't never put that those things together and say, nah, that valley is the United States. Because once you acknowledge that, then you know that the United States is the virgin daughter of Babylon.
That's right.
Because guess what? David linked it. He linked the valley of the shadow of death. He said in the Psalms, find that Babylon that ought to be destroyed. If you can find it, it's the Psalms. He linked those two.
Yep.
So if you acknowledge that the valley of the shadow of death is America, then you will have to acknowledge that what? That America is the virgin daughter of Babylon. And once you acknowledge that America is Babylon, then the book of Revelation opens up to you. Then the book of Revelation opens up and you know exactly where you are and what's gonna happen. But
This is something similar. This is Psalms 137
right?
and verse 7.
I think that's it.
Remember, O Yahweh,
Right?
the children of Edom,
Right?
in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof.
That's right.
O daughter of Babylon, happy art, Salakia, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed.
There you go. Oh, he didn't even say Babylon. He said daughter of Babylon, man. Think about that. We know there was two Babylon. There was ancient, right? And then there's what? The virgin daughter. So he said the daughter of Babylon. David is specifically talking about the United States, man.
And linked Esau with it.
And he linked Edom, Esau with it. So when he's talking about the value of the shadow of death, what is he talking about? He's talking about the United States. Right?
Yeah, the people that raised Babylon, the actual Babylon was the Medes, man.
Right.
You know? It's Psalms 137 and 8 again. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
Yeah, who ought to be destroyed. Meaning you must be, that must and will be destroyed. That shall be destroyed, man. And it says, happy shall it be. So we're going to be happy when this happens. You know, we're not going to be sad. You know, we're not sad witnessing the downfall of Babylon. Nah, this brings joy to our heart, man. Being at the doorsteps, when Atkins was so close. This next month, September, Lord willing, you know, be the month where they really, you know, hey, brother, I hope they go full, what's that, Dark Knight? Remember what's that, with Bane?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with New York. Remember what happened? Remember when football kickoff, Bane went in there and blew shit up. So hey man, listen, putting the spirit out there, man. It's false flag season, bro.
That's right.
It's false flag season, man. Because Esau got to get these things moving. People ain't taking a jab like he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So listen, Esau's not happy with what's going on right now, as far as how many people not falling for this trick. So he got to do something really intense to bring about fear, so people would, you know, do what normally they wouldn't want to do. So he got to apply more pressure. And what's the best thing to do that? Esau knows his best card is always false flag operation. You know what I'm saying? False flag, fear, death, and destruction. And then he'll destroy a lot of people and then come out behind and say, I can protect you from that. He'll bring death and say, well, but I can protect you from that death. You just gotta make sure I own you.
Not all these jobs are going to be with that whole making the vaccine mandatory. You know, that you have some jobs that's like you can get it, or you can wear a mask and be subject to testing. They kind of leave that room out there because a lot of people are against that. You know, and if they cancel everybody like that, there's going to be a lot of people that's not working. They're going to lose money. You know, so at the end of the day, they're going to come with a harsher measure later on. Because even on CNN in the news, they said, we have the science on this, that getting the vaccine will help people. We have the actual science and data. They said people are not trusting the science, so we have to come with something else. Since they're not trusting the science.
Yeah, they call it. Yeah, they call it. The CDC calls it the pandemic of the
Yep, I know.
unvaccinated.
I know, man.
I mean, it's hard, man. I even made a video about it. I was like, man, listen, you know this thing is coming to an end because the grammatical gymnastics that the men of the Lord have to do. Like brothers have to. You see, brothers will come up with new acronyms. You're like, what is he? You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta call another brother maybe, or you gotta sit there and be like, oh, I think he's talking about this. And you're like, oh, I know what he's saying. You know, you got the E, you got the like. Brothers have to get super creative because cancel culture's out there. Yeah. Man, that's a sign that the famine of the word is in the way. Yeah. You know, like we gotta throw out, MOTB. You know, I'm the first time I heard it, I was like, and then I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, okay. Not all the way. It was almost like, nah, I know what it is. I know. No, because the first time I heard it, the brother didn't bring the precept. He was like, MOTB. But then when the MOTB, you're like, oh, my God, okay, all right. They're like, that's what we got to do. Some brothers, especially if you got like a lot of views and the algorithm and all that, we got to be like the serpents. You got to be like serpents. So, we got to do what we got to do. But sometimes it's going to slip out. You're going to say it. If they take down your page, it is what it is. You put another one, man. We like juggernauts, man. We don't stop. You know what I'm saying? We don't give the power no rest until he established Jerusalem a praise in the land. All right?
Remember what the elder said earlier? He said that the Holy Spirit got to be with you in order for you to get this. Now, that's an important statement because we're living in the time of the famine of the word when you have to mask certain words. Think about that. We got it. When brothers got it, there was no masking of the words.
No verbal gymnastics.
Now, we're still preaching the word because the elect still have to be woken up. There are people out there that have to come into this thing with the what? With the masked words. So the Spirit has to get on them quick to understand what we're talking about. Because a lot of people will hear that, like, what the hell are they talking about? And be confused. So the Lord has to be dealing with you to know what we're talking about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Go ahead.
Amos 8 verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of the Lord.
Yeah, so eventually, what's going to happen, eventually the government is going to hit the internet kill switch, which they put that, I think Obama put it in back in 2011. If I'm not mistaken, Obama signed a bill for the internet kill switch back in 2011. So like I said, something happens, something goes down, false flag operations, he could just go operational, man. Internet kill switch. So he'll shut everything down and then he'll reboot it. And now you're gonna need access codes. But for you to get access codes to the internet, you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to stick your hand out there, or you're gonna have to take jabs, whatever. There's always gonna be something that you're gonna need to do to gain access. So we ain't gonna do it. Come on. You're not gonna take the jab just so you can open up a page on YouTube and push the word and tell Jake not to take the jab. You're not gonna take the MOTB just so you can open up a page on YouTube to tell Jake not to take the MOTB. So of course not. You're gonna be like, hey, it's over now. You know what I'm saying?
There's gonna be approved sites. It's not gonna be the same. Ezekiel 3:25, but thou, O son of man, behold, they shall put hands upon thee, and shall bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shalt not be to them a reprover. For they are a rebellious house. So it's going to come a time when we're going to be stopped from teaching this word, man. He's going to put the clamps. He is going to put the clamps on us to stop. It's not going to be coming out here. Look, they tried to do that with the mask mandates and stuff like that. Remember? They came up and told brothers to separate 6 feet. Yeah. Remember that crazy shit?
Yeah.
We was all like this preaching.
Stand out here too.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But pretty soon they're going to kick up and they're going to, stop us from doing this setting right here.
Yeah.
But the difference is, we're going to be on the move then. It's going to be a different spirit at that time. So,
Yeah, it is, because Esau gonna have operations done in the dark, dark at night, because that's how Esau moves. A lot of, when he starts moving, he's gonna have his pieces of the puzzle move at nighttime, with names and shit. They'll pull up to certain Jake's home, not just us, because remember Project Megiddo, it ain't just the Israelite. Now we're the primary target. We're the real, we're the number one. But you have all these other people. They on the list. So, but listen, there's a list. There's a list of names, address, and everything. When they get the green light, you're gonna have armies and certain special troops, move and grab people, man. Put them in vans. You'll just disappear. You no rights to a lawyer, none of that. Because you fall right under the NDA. You don't have to have a lawyer, and we'll just release you if we feel like you're not a terrorist. And what does that mean? Esau said that Esau went into this thing where Esau established the war on terror back in 2001. Right? And what he's still doing. Because terror, so-called terror, never really ends. That's why he named it, because it was like this was going to be a perpetual war. Where does terror end? You're always going to have some groups out there blowing shit up. You're going to have Esau doing his wickedness, so there's always going to be terror. So when you're talking about war on terror, that was basically saying, I'm just going to go to war perpetually, non-stop. Okay. So if he calls you a terrorist, well, when does he say that you're no longer a terrorist? Exactly. How long does that take? Man, see, that's why Jake don't understand, man. This thing is going to get real savage, because Esau, he's coming down really hard.
This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
That's right.
Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves."
Yeah, it's all about wisdom, wise as serpent. So you gotta think spiritually. Don't be, again, if you're being over righteous, you're gonna be destroyed. If you're being over wicked, meaning you're going off too much, you're gonna be destroyed. It's always about, we always talk about, it's always about balance. That's really, wisdom is in balance, understanding both sides. Good example, David. When David was running from Saul, he went and ran into who? Another group of enemies, the Philistines. What did he do? He started acting like he was retarded. Remember? He started acting like he was a madman with foaming out the mouth and shit. They're like, and they even recognize, well, that's David. That's the warrior David that's killed a lot of us. But the king was like, man, that ain't the David we know. This David right here is gone. He's no longer a threat. That's why he was allowed to stay. And I think it was Golf. I think it was the area was Golf, if I'm not mistaken. He was allowed to stay in that area with the Philistines for a while. Why? Because he acted like he acted like a sheep. If David had moved in there like a lion, they would have killed him. Right, they would have killed David. If he had came in there surrounded by enemies, acting like a lion, they would have killed him. He went in there acting like a sheep, and he didn't and they looked at him like as if he was no threat. So that's wisdom, man. Only the Lord can give you that.
That's what Paul used to King Agrippa, if I'm not mistaken. He said, I would that you would be a Jew. And because you got Israelite, I think Vocab Malone tried to use that, saying that he did, right? He tried to use that, saying, why would Paul say that? That you could be a Christian. See, it can open up to everybody else.
He was on trial, man.
Right. He was using wisdom.
Yeah, he was on trial, man. Shit. I mean, didn't he? Listen. Paul, another good example. Get that if you can find an Acts. When he pulled out the Roman citizenship card. You know what I'm saying? He pulled out, he's like, hey man, hold up. You allowed to, like, you grabbing me, you got me arrested, and you put me through all this. Like I'm a servant. Like I'm a Roman citizen. Like, you bugging right now. When that dude heard it, it tells you the story. When he heard Paul say that, I'm a Roman citizen and you out here like arresting me, he went and talked to his leader like, we gotta let this man go. Because as Roman citizens, you can't arrest another Roman citizen without no reason. But they're arrested him, why? Because the Jews, right, them wicked Negroes, was putting false charges on him. So him being wise was like, no, I want y'all supposed to treat me as a Roman. According to Roman law, this is unlawful what's going on over here. That's wisdom. You got it?
Still look at this amount. Found
You got it? You got it?
Acts 22 and
Hold on. Finish that and then you get there.
Okay. Yeah. This Matthew chapter 10, verse 17. It says, "But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils,
Right.
and they will scourge you in their synagogues." It says, "And ye shall be brought before the governors and kings for my sake,
Right.
for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak. For it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak."
All right, so now bring that out, because that was not a script that Paul brought up. The Most High kept pouring, through the Spirit in Paul's mind what to say and what to speak, because Paul was on trial. And some of us are going to be on these carnal trials out here, man, that Esau is going to put forth with trumped up charges, bullshit ass charges. But
Acts 22 and 24, the chief captain commanded him to be brought into the castle,
right,
and that he should be examined by scourging, that he might know wherefore they cried so against him. And as they bound him with thongs, Paul said unto the centurion
right,
that stood by, "Is it lawful for you to scourge a man that is a Roman and uncondemned?"
see that? So now he pulled what? He pulled Roman law. So Paul pulled Roman law on a centurion. He's like, hold up. According to Roman law, is it lawful for you to arrest me and whoop me for no reason? Because as a Roman citizen, you must show proof that I've broken Roman law to do this to me. Right?
Verse 26, when the centurion heard that, he went and told the chief captain, saying, "Take heed what thou doest, for
Right.
this man is a Roman."
There you go. He said, hey, watch what you're doing. This man's a Roman citizen. So that was wisdom that he was using. So there's examples of men of the Lord using wisdom, because there's certain situations. All right? So that's the understanding of that, man.